Hey everybody, welcome in. Now in this video, I'm going to be back showing you guys how I manage my funded accounts. People have been asking for this video for a while, so I thought I would take the time to make it. And if you guys do enjoy this video, you guys do enjoy this content, you enjoy this channel, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Now without any further ado, let's get into it. So a couple months back, I put out this tweet about copy trading and how it's a double-edged sword and what exactly I do for copy trading. So one thing I see a lot of people do wrong is they will collect a lot of funded accounts, say 10, 15, and what they do is they merge them all into one copier and trade them all at one time. I don't like to do that because it is a double-edged sword, and when you have days when you go on tilt, you don't want to, blow all your accounts, and it does feel good sometimes when you have a winning trade and it copies across all 15, 20, whatever it is. So do this instead. I'm going to break it down. I trade in batches. Got batch 1 here with Apex, Tradeify, and My Funded Futures. Batch 2 with Apex, Tradeify, and My Funded Futures. Batch 3 of Apex, Top Step, and Tradeify. And then batch 4 of Apex and Tick Tick Traders straight to funded. Okay, and this is exactly how I divide those accounts up. So the first batch, I will divvy these out with 50-50 setups, and I'm usually risking half the normal size. So for example, if I'm trading a $150,000 Apex account with $5,000 drawdown, I'm risking about $500 per trade, or $350 to $500 per trade. Now, a lot of times you'll see me trade this batch on No News Mondays, day before a high impact news event, or if the market or the hourly chart just doesn't look very good. Now, here is the current portfolio for that batch. So I'm trading 5 Apex 150s, 2 Funded Next 25K rapid challenges, and then 1 50K expert from My Funded Futures or the core account. And the main reason I changed this is because Funded Next recently added the rapid plan, and I've been trying to grow those fundeds up a little bit. So this is the current batch for those. Now scrolling on down here to batch number 2. Now this is A+ setups only. It doesn't matter really the day. It's just, okay, if I see a setup forming and this is like A+, so for me, if I'm targeting Asia highs and we are below midnight open and I see my 5-minute unicorn setup, I will take this on a full 1R risk, and these are the accounts I'm using for that. So I'm trading 5 Apex 250s for that, and 2 Tradeify's 150Ks, and 2 My Funded Futures 150K experts. So as you guys can see, I know we're only 2 batches in, but this is kind of what I like to do. If I feel good, I risk more. If I don't feel good, I will still take the trade, but I'll risk less. Now batch 3, this is A+ setups only, but I'm risking 2R per trade. And what I do a lot of times is I alternate between these 2 batches right here. So let's say I took an A+ setup on Tuesday. The next day I'll trade batch 3 if I find an A+ setup, and I'll just risk 2R per trade. So that way I'm just kind of bouncing and alternating between these accounts. And here is the current portfolio for that batch. So 5 Apex 250s, 5 Top Step 50Ks, and then 1 Tradeify send to funded. And batch number 4, this is going to be a little bit different, but this is Fridays. So I'm going to risk 0.5R per trade. Fridays for me, I don't normally trade very well, and if I do have a good trade, it kind of takes forever to play out, and I like to be out of the market on Fridays right around like 11:30, 12. So this batch is just for Fridays, and this is the current portfolio for that: 5 Apex 250s and 3 Tick Tick Traders 150Ks. Now, one thing you probably notice about how I divvy up these batches is it's all based on me, right? So that is one thing. If you're going to do this, this is how I would do it. You don't have to have a whole lot of accounts to do this either. I talked about this on the My Funded Future stream. If you got like 8 accounts, do 2, 2, 2, and 2. Right? So you do 4 groups of 2 and you just do it. You just alternate. Maybe you don't like trading Mondays, but if you do see a setup, maybe you just risk half R. And then on high probability days, you just alternate between 2 batches. Like one setup you risk 1R, the other setup you risk 2R. The whole goal is to be able to have the pedal on the metal and step on the gas when you're on a hot streak, right? And then when you find yourself in like a losing streak, all you do is you just size down to batch 1, okay? You just size down, risk 0.5R. And last but not least, this is today. So I traded batch 1. This was 5 Apex 150Ks, and I also had a Funded Next Futures and then that My Funded Futures Pro account in there as well. So one thing you can do here is with Replicanto, with this trade copier, I'm not going to go too in detail about it, but one thing you can do is you can just adjust the ratio for the contract. So if I have a 25K account, which is what these Funded Next Futures accounts are, I'm not going to risk the same amount of contracts I would on 150K. So I just type in 0.25 because I want to risk a quarter of that because it's the quarter of the size. And all you do is you just go through here and click based on what accounts you want to trade. So I have all these accounts written down on a spreadsheet, and I just go through on the day and I just, okay, I'm gonna turn these on, these on, these on, turn all these off, and this is the risk I want to use. And maybe you just want to alternate each week across 4 different batches. So one batch you trade one week and then so on and so forth. But this is one thing I really recommend to traders, because copy trading, like I said, is a double-edged sword. And while I may have like 20, 30 accounts in here and I could make, you know, $20, $30, $40,000 per trade, I'm able to make a little bit less and protect sort of my peace of mind on these trades. And when I have a good A+ setup that I see, I will add more risk on it. I'll just do it with less accounts. You see what I mean? But like I said, one thing you have to do is just keep track of which accounts you're trading that day and make sure to turn the copier off for each account and play with the settings a little bit. But yeah, this copier has been great. I'll leave a link down in the description below. It's called Replicanto. I think if you use code NICK20, it gives you 20% off. I think it's like $150 one-time fee. But yeah, overall, I really like it. I've had this for a little over 2.5 years now, so it's been very great. All right, anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys do enjoy content like this where I talk about funded accounts and how to manage them properly, how to trade evals, things like that, make sure to leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here on the next one.